Well, in the next of our interview series for Rise and Harness Racing Australia, it's all about part of trying to demystify what Rise is. And joining us today is Jaske, who is the head of core product for Rise. Jan, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Adam. Thanks for having me.
And before we get into what your role is in Rise and a little bit about a background of it as well, I want to, talk about what Rise is. Rise has a vision which is to enable the harness racing industry in Australia through technology, and that's right in your wheelhouse. As a company, Rise is a technology service provider to the Australian harness racing industry. The range of application platforms used nationally, whilst the digital platforms have over 2 million page views per week. So, we're talking about a super important tool for the industry. And you've been part of Rise since its inception.
Yeah, that's correct. Quite a while now. So, yeah, since... let's just stick to many years. So.
Absolutely. But I mean, your title sounds complex, but what does it mean? You're a bit of a back of shop man, I guess.
Yeah, you could sort of say that. Basically, the core in the title means that I'm focused on what's running the industry, the software that empowers all the states to put on the best product possible. So, and the focus of that, not just this thing, is our central database. So,
and you've gone through the central database is interesting because I can imagine that was an enormous project and a breakthrough project to bring all of the state databases together back in 2009. And I understand the biggest positive of that and the biggest, most satisfying part of it was just simplifying that clearance of horses to race between different states.
Yeah, that was a nightmare for everyone. So throughout the early, I can't actually remember, the early 2000s, there was a lot of movement of information back and forth and corruption of information where we would lose data and it would just mess up because we were using, I'm going to sound like an old guy now, but we were using dial-up modems to achieve this back then. So yeah, it was transformational to put everything together. So that was good. That whole merger came about in 2009. That was the primary focus back then. So we've had for many years we've been national. So that's good.
And from a core product point of view, are there any other milestones that you've been particularly, thrilled to get to?
Well, I was involved with many talented people early on in my career with harness racing, and we worked. Firstly, the inception of Rise joined. We had the same core software deployed for all the states, and they all had all separate databases. So then I worked on this streamlining the clearances process. So, and then we focused on bringing together the national form guides and the race books, so that we could evolve our national website, the harness.org.au site. So in terms of Pride projects, DNA testing. National DNA testing driven by HRA and their thirst for accuracy and stuff for the standardbred pedigrees. Every horse is tested. So, and that's done through a Canadian thing, and it's all fully automated. So that was a nice thing. Something closer to home, something a little bit more earlier is I call them my two little babies, the handicapping systems. HWE, WA side, very good system. National rating, also excellent systems. Can't tell them anything that they're underneath engineering-wise, that they share a lot of components. So I'm going to out myself, but they are very good things, and I enjoy working on those things and driving the industry through racing enablement. So.
Yeah, and we certainly don't take for granted the heavy lifting involved in all of those things. And heavy lifting being an operative word, it sounds like much of it has been done. and now it's about sort of probably the optics, making things look prettier, more user friendly, even a better experience for the customers. So you actually have a vision for what's next.
Yeah, we do. We're working on a simple vision: go totally paperless, so that we open up 24/7 regulatory operations to all our participants. This is nationally, so it'll benefit everybody. We've already achieved in a number of states ownership transfers and managing your banking details online. So we'll be focusing steadily on more and more forms as they come on, online namings and online file registrations, syndicate and business registrations. It's just, the list is huge. So we just got to get on with it and do small things, small steps.
But that's so important to trainers, isn't it? I mean, I have that many trainers saying, you know, we've gone through the yearling sales time only a few months ago, and if trainers buy a horse, that the amount of work they have to do sometimes to set up, you know, bank transfers monthly, to get stake, to distribute stake money, to get training fees. If you can make that easier, it's going to attract more people into our sport.
Yes, definitely. We're working on that. Every challenge, though, there's always authentication. There's always my side, Charles, head of digital, which you'll talk next time maybe. He's doing the online components. I'm focusing. Every online component has an administrative side as well, so that has to be handled properly, and ticks and balances everywhere. So, yeah.
So what are you most excited about over the next say 12 months?
There's a lot of things. Like, we are, Mel, me being thing, every department. So my team's software runs basically every single department there, from finance, futurities, licensing, registration, of course the racing office. And there's a lot of potential. We're working with the integrity department to do on-track automation and sort of providing strategic information to stewards just to have it at their fingertips. That's going to be fabulous. We got a truckload of reports that we do, not only for integrity, marketing, every department. So we're enabling the latest business intelligence tools, so that they can drill. Each jurisdiction can take charge of their own data, their own state-specific gold, I call it, so that they can then do whatever they need to drive the industry forward for themselves. So,
well, I think we are the envy of so many, not just racing countries, but racing jurisdictions around the world as well, by having the one-stop shop that we do, and you and your team and the growing team at Rise that it is. I think it's doubled in size over the last couple of years as well. So well done on all of the work so far. It's exciting to hear that there's a lot more in the pipeline as well, and we appreciate you taking us through it today.
Yeah, there is heaps to come, and we just got to take it one bit at a time. And I often just sort of ask, how do you eat an elephant? We just got to do it one bit at a time. So one bite.
Love it. Thanks very much, Jan.
All right. Cheers.